Welcome back to My Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for another recap and review of The Handmaid's Tale. This is season 5, episode 3. Ooh, child. I get it right in the description. Dear Alfred. Or Alfred. Dear Alfred. This season is not really pulling on my intellect like like the previous seasons have done. It's something that is not connecting for me, y'all. I don't know what it is. Storyline. And I know that it's not because I'm nitpicking. I realize that as I'm going through these episodes, it's certain things that I'm like taking notice of more than I'm taking notice of the story, if you get what I'm saying. So I told y'all last week, I'm gonna tell y'all again this week, Elizabeth Moss is messing with me personally. I don't know what this purposeful glare into the camera is about. I don't understand it. I don't know what dramatic effect she's trying to create here or try to convey here. Is it supposed to make her seem intimidating? Is that what that look is for? I'm not getting it. What is she trying to convey here? All I'm getting is annoyance, irritation. That's what it does for me. Like, seriously. And it's not just Handmaid's Tale. It's like any movie that Elizabeth Moss is playing in and has some type of direction in on it, she does it. It's like it's her signature thing, like her signature directive move. Like, you know, when Shonda Rhimes has her characters talk real fast when they trying to be intimidating. I don't know what it is though Elizabeth Moss is trying to do here. Why do you keep having these characters stare into the camera? And why do you have so many damn close-ups? It's like, why is your face so close to the camera? They do so many close-up on these characters. Oh my God, I can count the blackheads in their face. Who ran over? I think she at the park with Jelly Bean, y'all. And I don't know about y'all, but I am still not comfortable with her being alone with that child. I know it's her child, but unsupervised hanging out is not something I would be doing with June, because the woman is still unstable. You never know when she's going to snap. Okay, we don't know what's in her mind. We don't even know what's in her mind at this particular point. She's pushing Jelly Bean on the swing and she's just staring off into space, you know. Whatever she was thinking of, she probably was daydreaming of Serena. We didn't get to see it this time. But she was quickly interrupted by a woman approaching, asking how old is Jelly Bean. 14 months. A year, child. I really can't stand mothers to do that. Ooh, I was not one of their mamas. I was not one of their mamas. She's 18 months. A year and a half. She's 24 months. She's 2. 14 months. She's basically 1 year old, okay? But 14 months. They give us a good time frame on how long it's been since June actually gave birth to Jelly Bean. She has been through a lot of shit in those 14 months, y'all. 2 seasons worth of stuff happened in those 14 months. When you think about that in its totality, you really begin to understand why June has snapped. Now, y'all have heard me say time and time again, I don't like June. I think she's selfish. I think she's entitled. I think she would have been a commander's wife if she had the option to be. If she wasn't divorced and all that other stuff that was wrong with her. But still, it does not take away from the fact June is still a victim. June is suffering from PTSD. June has fucking snapped because of all the bullshit that she has had to endure in these last 7 years. Because Hannah Banana is 12 now. So at least the last 7 years, 8 years, okay. I'm surprised she didn't snap on this lady off the top, right? She was like, Nicole, right? Bitch, how you know my kid's name? How you know my baby name? She's like, yeah, I know. I know you too, June Osborne, right? So June starts to pack up Jelly Bean because this is not what we finna do right now. This is not what we finna do. The lady was like, you are so lucky to have been in Gilead, to have this precious little angel. And then she went to go reach for her. Like she was about to pick her up. Oh. She would have got hit. She would have got hit by me right then and there. Don't touch my kid. Don't reach for my fucking kid. Don't touch me. Don't touch my her. And most of all, back to the start. Don't touch my fucking child. Okay? This entitled bitch reached again. Reached again. Like, oh, she is God's property. I can touch her if I want to. No. June finally got up in her face and shoved her back a couple of times, right? Get the fuck away from her. That's what you do. I was thinking that somebody was finna snatch Jelly Bean. I was like, June, keep one eye on crazy nut lady here and keep one eye on Jelly Bean, baby. You turned your back to her fully. But she was like, get the fuck away from my child, right? This heifer had the nerve to say, you don't deserve her, slut. Now, I'm no fan of June, but a slut of Gilead, she is not, okay? I remember when I first started reviewing this show, we had this guy, he was from India, that was in the comment section. You know, I used to let him voice his opinion all the time. I'm telling you, he's the only person that I have ever blocked on a Handmaid's Tale video, because he kept on calling June a slut and a whore because she was being raped and this, that, and the third. And then he started projecting it over to how he feel about how women should be treated. He was from a foreign country, one of them countries with a Zayn at the end. Pakistan, Afghanistan, Afghanistan, one of them with the ass. He was from one of them countries. I don't remember. I remember I blocked his ass quick. June is not a slut. She may have been one when she started fucking around with Luke in the beginning, but still, in Gilead, she was not slutting around. She was a fucking rape victim. That's what she was. You know, she was basically sex trafficking. Sex trafficked. Is that how you say that? Ew. Whatever. And forced to breed for these motherfuckers. That's who she was, right? Jelly Bean may be a gift from God, but Gilead damn sure wasn't. She wasn't blessed to live there, okay? She probably would have had a baby sooner if she wasn't in such stressful situations. You know what I'm saying? I remember being stationed over in the military, and I was overseas. It was during wartime. Every single woman that was there, period, stopped. Period. The whole time we was there in that wartime situation, we did not have a menstrual cycle. It's because our bodies was going through so much doggone stress at that particular time. So I'm surprised June was able to conceive at all. Okay. On top of the fact, all the infertility stuff going on in the earth that's making these women infertile in the first place, but actually probably wasn't the women, it's probably just the men, but still. Okay. Anyway, June snatched her up by the collar and say it again. Call me a slut one more good time. Let me hear it from your mouth one more time. And I'm here thinking, flow her ass, June. Just flow her, lay her the fuck out, right? Lay her out. Don't give her a chance to say it again. She don't need no second chances. Knock her the fuck out, right? Anyway, June went to therapy after that. With Luke. I'm just saying, about damn time, okay? But she needed to go alone first, okay? But at least she's there. The therapist is saying, hey, you was just protecting your baby in the moment. That's a normal response that you'd had. June said, but I went past protecting. It got physical. Because you snatched her up. That lady reached for your damn kid. You should have knocked her the fuck out. That's what you should have did, right? You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything compared to what I would have told you to do, okay? But June good. She was like, June, you alright, you know what I'm saying? But for some reason, June made it seem like she really physically hurt the woman. The doctor had asked, was the intruder all right? You know what I'm saying? How was the lady? June says, I don't know. I didn't stop to find out. They made it seem like she really did her some real physical harm, some physical damage. There's no fucking sympathy for that lady. There's no sympathy. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, I just don't understand why June was making it seem to be a bigger reaction than it actually was, right? The doctor was trying to like justify it. I know Serena Joy's return is a bit challenging, right? And June like, I know, right? And people were praising her like she a fucking saint and shit, right? So Luke interjects. He like, hey, we losing focus here, like we losing focus. We need to know how to make sure that June don't get physical again. That's what we need to know. How do we handle that part? And basically the therapist says, you can't, that's gonna be kind of difficult to do. It's kind of really hard to do. There's ways to do something. There's ways to practice controlling your emotions so that you don't physically erupt in anger. There's ways to do that. So it may be difficult, but it ain't something that you can't do. You know, give them some fucking tips. Something, breathe, something. Okay, next. We see a Serena Joy officially being released. Y'all know I had a problem with that last time, her being able to go back to Gilead and then saying, oh, I'm gonna stay for a little bit, and then they be like, okay, cool, but she wasn't released yet. But now she's officially released, right? I thought part of her release was that she was supposed to be taking asylum in Canada. But anyway, Tuello is still trying to convince her to do so. Take asylum under the Canadian government and do so as an American citizen. I was confused. If you're not seeking asylum, then why would Canada allow her to stay there? That did not make sense. She was charged with being a war criminal. Just because she negotiated release doesn't change what her charges were. Could you imagine Bin Laden being captured here in America, cutting a doggone deal, and being free to live on American soil, actively caping for the same regime in which he was arrested under? Are you kidding me? Am I just nitpicking? This is the type of things that I'm starting to look at that don't make no sense, right? The ICC actually exists. I believe the original one is in the Netherlands, if I'm not mistaken. They basically hold people who have been charged with crimes. They don't hold people once they've been convicted. Once they've been convicted, they go serve their sentences outside of the area. They leave the Netherlands and go serve their sentences, right? But I've never, ever in all my research history heard that if you were dismissed of your charges, or there was appeal and you won and you was able to walk free, or you got acquitted or what have you, that they will give you asylum in the country that you were arrested in. Ever. I've never heard that before. Okay, so she turns him down, says, no, I'm not an American. I'm with God. I'm of his allegiance, right? He say, okay then, well, you free to go, but you got some restrictions on you. Your contact with Gilead is very limited because you lack diplomatic status. Now, mind you, Gilead says we want you to be a world ambassador of sorts, speak on our behalf. But they telling you that you lacking diplomatic status. So it made no sense to me why Gilead was able to whisk you away to Gilead territory. He just told you have restrictions with contact with Gilead. Anyway, Ezra, he's an eye. He comes and picks up Serena, whisks her away, said that they got all the arrangements they need for her to be in place. You know what I'm saying? I was confused on how Canada was allowing this. Yes, everybody's entitled to practice their own religion because Canada is a free country, but Gilead is not just a religion. It's a sovereign entity that's enforcing their laws and religion upon unwilling participants that they have captured in the name of the Lord. Okay, they got a whole center set right up here in Toronto. How did that happen? Well, Tuello goes on to explain and says that Gilead had property in Toronto pre-war. And as an act of goodwill, Toronto is going to unseize this property, give it back to them. Okay, this is a way for them to improve relations with Gilead. This is the part of the politics that I absolutely hate. I absolutely hate it. Sure, go ahead. We know that you kidnapped us, you killed our kids, our husbands, our men, murdered and raped our children and our women. And even the ones that you seem unfit to live, our homosexuals and whatever. What else we got out there? What else they have on the wall? They had the scientists. They had them up. Astrologers, tarot card readers. They get rid of all them motherfuckers, right? So we know that you kill all them. You murder them. You keep them, kidnap them, and put them in your colonies, put them away, enslave them. Basically, I'm saying, but as long as we can get something from you, we're going to disregard all that, okay? Matter of fact, we're going to give you something to pacify you. Let's go ahead and give them back their property on our land, in our country, just to keep them happy. I hate fucking politics and that. Ooh, that's what burns me up about politics like that. Okay, but this isn't an embassy. So she has no diplomatic status here, okay? It's just a cultural center. which now is now Gilead territory since they gave it back to him. Serena Joy is basically director of operations. That's what she pretty much is. So this episode, y'all, was giving me a headache. It was giving me a headache because my mind was like, it ain't making sense for me. It's not making sense for me. And so Tuella come over there and tells June and them what's going down, what's the status with Serena and everything. And they like, of course you did nothing to help Hannah, okay? You didn't help her get to safety or help any other kidnapped person back there in Gilead. He's like, look here, we combing through the intel that we got, you know what I'm saying? What intel? What intel do you have, Tuello? You was put in the corner at every function. You weren't even let inside some of the buildings some of the time. What intel was you able to collect? Okay? He like, well look, the funeral was very successful for Gilead. Kind of like he was proud of it. But fret not. She is limited in her actions. She can't drive. Who gives a fuck if she can drive? She couldn't drive back in Gilead, okay? She can't get a bank account. Really? How she gonna get all this money from the doggone Gilead people then? Remember, she's supposed to have a hefty budget. Where's she gonna get that money from? She can't have no bank account. She don't have a passport. If she don't have a passport, then how the fuck is she back across Canadian borders? Right? Okay. We call people like that illegal immigrants, don't we? Luke was like, if you don't get the fuck out of my house right now, get the fuck out of my house. June said, you know what? I warned you about her. It's so funny that her and Serena basically be saying the same thing. I warned you about her. Now look what happened. Now, she warned you about June and June fucked Fred up. Now, she warned you about Serena. What you think she gonna do? Okay, June said, I warned you about her, but you hard-headed. You don't believe fat meat greasy, right? You are such a disappointment. Like she was talking to a kid. And Tuello said, well, perhaps your expectations are unrealistic. I'm with June. What the fuck are good are you, sir? I can't see it. I'm with June on this one, okay? Whatever you supposedly think that you're doing to help benefit those who have been captured and enslaved back in Gilead, we can't see it happening, okay? With this mindset, this is why the government was taken over by Gilead. I'm saying this is why they was able to rise like they did. As people with mindsets like Tuello, we doing our best. We combing through the intel. Get the fuck out of here, right? So Luke was like, oh hell no, we ain't finna let this slide. I'm calling the people. I got some people. We gonna band together. We gonna find this place and we gonna give them hell. We gonna give them hell. June, don't worry about it, boo. I got you, right? Something in June's eyes had already clicked, y'all. Already clicked. She was like, namaste, motherfucker. I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing. Me and Luke was looking worried like, shit, I'm worried now. What the fuck are you about to do, right? Well, in the middle of the night, when everybody was sleeping, you know what I'm saying? June got up, crept outside, dug up that gun, and she knew exactly where to go. She didn't phone a friend. She didn't ask no questions. Somehow, June miraculously knew where this center was at. It was only about 15 people out there walking with candles. They walked from what part of town June was in over to the Red Center or the Cultural Center. How June find this fucking place? Tuello didn't give no intel. Okay, but June went there, had this gun. Okay, Serena up in the window, looking down, looking at the people with their little vigils, they lights and candles and walking stuff, you know what I'm saying? You would have thought security was on the ready. You would have thought that, but all I saw was one guard at the door. And they was allowing these people to gather within close proximity of the building without question. Baffles me. Baffles me. Okay, you got this high VIP person whose life is in jeopardy coming to your facility, pregnant, okay? And you just allow all these random ass folks to walk around. Okay, they may have been believers, but how can you be too sure of that? How can you be too sure that non-believers are not among them, right? June was just sitting across the street from the center, okay? She checking her clip, it's full, but the gun just happens to be jam-packed with mud, you know, from when she had it buried in the dirt, in the ground, okay? She looked up and saw Serena standing in that window, high up on her perch, baby, belly all full, gazing down upon her people who lighten her new path with warm, flickering candles in the night, you know what I'm saying? June speeds around the corner. She goes 20 good feet. That's it. Speed around 20 good feet. Double parks hops out the car, stops, and stares up. And Serena stares there. And she stares up. Okay. It's an agonizing length of time for me. Okay. She was hoping to rattle Serena's cage, but really she was just fueling her own anger. That's all that was really going on, right? The guard didn't bother to even leave his post. But he like, if she step on the property though, we got her. Okay, if she step on the property, we got her, right? So we go back to the house. And she gets back there. Luke's sitting up there waiting, drinking his little wine. And she tells him, look, I went. All I could think about was shooting that bitch in the head, right? And I don't even know how to stop it if I start, right? But Luke say, look here, think about if you do this, they gonna take away the baby, right? You can cancel Christmas on trying to get Hannah back. Think about that. Use that as your motivation to not kill this woman right now, okay? Think about the consequences of your choices for once in your fucking life is what I'm saying to her, right? Stop and think about what June wants. Stop thinking about what June wants over what the family needs. That's what I'm saying, okay? My words, not his. And see how I fucked them up anyway. Anyway, Luke, all he want to do is try to get her to go through other means. Like, let's try to get the building shut down, something. We can go through other methods. And she say, okay, fine. I'm going to let you go and do what you got to do. So we get to the hospital with Janine and Aunt Lydia. This seems like it's two separate stories going on at the same time. I mean, it's two separate stories, but it don't seem like they even in the same era. Like they was even written for the same script, is what I'm trying to say, okay? We're at the hospital with Janine and Aunt Lydia. And she doing walk therapy. I'm like, how long was she in this damn coma that she has to be trained to walk again? And what's up with Esther? Well, apparently she's still in the coma. Because I was like, did they put a plug on her or something? No, she's still alive, but she's very unresponsive. Lydia's like, it serves her right, okay? I told y'all, she's mad as hell at Esther. She's mad at Esther. But I'm confused about why Janine can't walk. Was the poison a paralyzer as well, okay? In case she didn't die, she's going to be paralyzed. If that's what why she can't walk? She walking around like she got hit by a Mack truck. It makes no sense for me. Any of y'all in the medical field out there that has dealt with somebody with some type of blood poisoning, is this how it affects your body, that it cripples you from walking? Help me understand, because I forgot to Google it. Okay. Anyway, Janine is like, how dare you say that about Esther? She didn't deserve this. She didn't deserve none of this. She is a damn child who's been abused, right? And you think you did her a favor by forcing her to serve your freaking God? And if she don't, what's she gonna do? Right? You gonna send her to the damn colonies? Take her out like you did mine? Okay? For all that grace and mercy you been talking about? What worth is that, okay? You laughable, baby girl. You sad. I see you. I got one good eye. I see you. What you gonna do? Take that too? I was like, oh. Janine is going in right now. Just about talking about you saved me and gave me a meaningful life. No. Janine is not so brainwashed as we think. I think Janine just wants to believe. She's choosing to believe. She's choosing to live. She chooses to survive. Because that's not really living. Okay, anywho. Janine looked like she wanted to spit in her face. That's what she did, okay? She was so full of disgust, so full of anger, so full of rage. And did you notice that she did not waver? She did not cower one bit talking to Aunt Lydia, right? Not one. And speaking of speaking, apparently Gilead has been speaking on Serena Joy's behalf. So she called Commander Joey. She's telling him, look, her other consulates from other countries, they want to meet up, okay? But they was advised by me, apparently, that I couldn't make it. Basically, Serena, you just need to be the poster child. That's all they really want you to be. Not somebody who actually comes up with ideas and policies. Commander Joey's like, you done so much, so good with the work that you've been doing. She only been out one damn day. What you talking about? He said he brought up June swinging by the other night. So it's been one day that she's been there. What work has she done? She like, look here, that was nothing. Ain't nothing I can handle. I can't handle. Okay. Well, her way of handling it, she sent June an invitation as a way to taunt her, addressed to Alfred. How did she get it there? Who took it there? Who put it in the mail? Because it didn't have no address on it. They ain't sending mail free like that. They ain't just delivering it to somebody's house and don't know about who took it there and put it in the mailbox. See, this is the type of things that I'm saying. This type of things is really bothering me. It was an invitation to the grand opening of the cultural center, right? And I was like, oh, that's cold as a motherfucker. She addressed it to a friend. So Luke, in response to that, decided to go pay Serena a visit. Let's tell her, look here. You finna shut your shit down. You got all kind of violations. Your water dirty, this, that, and the third. She was like, so you came by here to tell me about my plumbing? He said, look here. Really, what I came by here to tell you is that my wife gonna kill you, okay? And I'm gonna let her. Letting you know that right now. Serena said, oh, really? Now, it shook her a little bit. I saw her swallowing hard. You know what I'm saying? It shook her just a second, just a quick second. But Serena took it like a champ, played cool and said, look here. Oh, well, Luke said to her first, this is your options. You need to pack up and leave. Let June kill you or help us get Hannah back. I'm giving you some choices here, right? And she's like, no, why would I do a thing like that? She's with loving Paris. Paris that God intended her to be with, right? Matter of fact, I didn't see you in Gilead trying to get her. Okay? I know it was a good risk. It was a great risk, right? But June took the risk. I ain't see you doing it. You up here living up in Canada, all comfortable, eating good, high on the hog. Okay? At least she had Nick, though. At least she had Nick. That should have brought you peace of mind, huh? Mm-hmm. Look her. If Serena Joy ain't good at doing nothing else, she is good at getting into your fucking head. By the time she finished pulling his punk card, baby, he was threatening too. He was like, next time I see your ass, I'm gonna kill you myself. I'm gonna kill you myself, okay? So, Lydia goes over to see Commander Joey. I understand who our main supporting cast members are, right? But as far as the chain of command in Gilead, Commander Joey is not the person who she should be going to. He's over the economic structure. He's over the colonies, okay, of Gilead. Putnam and Calhoun are the next in charge as far as laws are concerned. And if any type of changes could be made to those laws, it would be mostly they would be the head people, and then the council needs to come together, right? But anywho, he tells her, look here, you need to tighten up your ship. We don't need no more handmaid on handmaid crime going on. We about to go live, open our doors for the world to see how we get down over here. And she assured him that Esther was the last of the bunch, the last of them that would happen to be under June's influence. So everything gonna be gravy, baby, right? However, she does believe that the old way of doing things needs to change. We need a new system, right? You know how you got a car, you put oil in your car every so often, every 3,000 miles for the most part. If you got synthetic oil, depending on which synthetic oil you use it, you can do 7,500 or 10,000 miles before you do oil change, right? But once you hit over 100,000 miles, you got some high mileage on there. Basic oil just not gonna work no more. You need to switch some shit up, you know, change the grade of it, right? So she suggests that we do things a little bit different. Let's be a little bit better in the way that we handle our handmaid system, right? We shouldn't have the handmaids living with the doggone commanders anymore. Okay? It's ruining our product. It's breaking down our cars. That's what this is doing to us, right? What she's suggesting is that the commanders and the wives, they need to drop by the Red Center to perform the ceremony once a month, right? And he said, like a hotel, and you the concierge? Girl, what the hell you smoking? When he said, what the hell you smoking, I almost fell out, right? He said, what the hell you smoking? Anybody got time for that? These are some kinky fuckers. That's basically what they are. They need to get their rocks off by abusing these fucking women and girls. Okay? So they're not about to just go hit it and quit it. You can't be that dense. Aunt Lydia was like she was shocked. Okay? He said, you know that, don't you? She was like, do I? Yes, bitch, you know that. You know that, right? Come on now. You don't sit up here and act like you didn't know what the fucking tea was. You've been serving it up piping hot for years now, sweetheart. So he tell her, get a grip on your girls, okay? But not too tight, because we don't need no scars, okay? We don't need no scars, right? There's a word to describe Commander Joey. Ken Dom had a good explanation last video about how he felt about Commander Joy, because I was like, I just can't get this man. There's a word to describe him, and I can't put my finger on it. Because in his mind, he's going against everything his organization stands for. Kind of a contrarian. He's kind of like a contrarian, but in the face of the organization, he's still pushing the agenda. And it's not like he's a spy, you know. He's not like a double agent or anything, because he genuinely believes both sides. Okay, contrarian may be the best word for him, because he goes against both sides willy-nilly. He helps both sides willy-nilly, right? I got no respect for this man. None at all. He has a willingness to help others escape, and you would think like, oh yes, Commander Joey is helping us out. I told y'all before, evil men can do good things, and that's Commander Joey, right? Because it's like a game for him. I'll gladly help you get free, but if they catch you, I'll gladly help punish your ass too upon your return. That's Commander Joey right there. He's sick and fucking twisted. That's what he is. So June heads over to the center for the grand opening, right? Serena Joy, she doing her little photo shoot inside, and they trying to encourage her to stay away from the windows. June is waiting outside with a clean gun in hand, baby. She got the gun cleaned up. Okay, later on in the episode, we found out she learned how to clean the gun on YouTube. You can learn everything at YouTube University, baby, tell you. So she hears the commotion outside, and me and Serena both like, what the heck is going on out there, right? Okay, so we go out there and we see Danielle and Vicky. You know, they out there arguing with some misogynist fuck who out there telling them that they need a man to put them in their place, right? And then Moira steps up, always the one stepping in some shit, trying to calm down the conversation, trying to calm down the situation. I don't know what type of black woman Moira is. I'm just saying. Anyway, dude hauled off and hit her in the face. So he hit her with a haymaker, y'all. He hit her so fucking hard. It was like that he pulled all the way back to the pre-civil rights era and busted her in her face like she was a runaway slave. He laid her the fuck out. June just happened to step up at that exact moment, right? Pull that gun on him, gun to chest, like, oh. I was like, fired into him. That was me. And my evilness talking. You don't want to do that in real life. Well, I don't know. Maybe you do. Anyway, she fired into the urn instead, right? Fired into the air instead. And I was like, is anybody going to take her more? And she should be laid the fuck out. Her jaw should have been broken. But we heard her talking a few minutes later. Her bra should have been broken, right? Luca appeared next to June, like, hey, put the gun down, babe. Put the fucking gun down and get the fuck out of here, right? So meanwhile, they getting Serena Joy out of the building. I said, they gonna meet. And of course they did. Ezra was like, stop. Wait. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You know, he reached for his gun and June put her hand on hers. Then there was this intense moment for about 10 seconds, them staring at each other. Ezra got her into the car safely. June and Luke ran off because there was police sirens coming around. Right? He tells her while he was in the car, he found her a safe place to go. He says, you know, in times like these, people whose God's hand has been laid upon, who's been touched, they got a safe place to go. They got some refuge. And I was like, it's a Tuello crib. That's what I was thinking. It's got to be Tuello crib, right? Well, it's time for Janine to get out of the hospital. She still can't walk properly, baby. I don't know what poison that was that caused this type of nerve damage, but she got to walk on crutches. Okay. Aunt Lydia is still trying to convince her that this is all God's work, because he has a bigger picture and plan, a bigger plan and works for her. And Janine is like, girl, if you don't miss me with that, okay? See, this is why I should not have felt anything for Aunt Lydia last episode, right? Because she is still believing that this is the way to enlightenment and God's will. She thinks that Esther is of the devil and that she should have listened to Janine in that regard, right? That ain't what she said. She can call her devil. That's my words, not hers. But, you know, Janine is sitting there like, girl, I ain't hearing that. I don't want to hear that no more. I'm tired of listening to you. Go off. Okay. So she says, Janine, I need you to be my overseer. My words. Okay. Let me know when something ain't right in the flock. Okay, Janine said no, because if I do, that's all you're gonna do is punish them. That's all you're gonna do. She said no, not this time. I'm gonna do things different. Like what? You gonna set them free? No, you ain't gonna do that. You gonna allow them to choose to stay if they want to? Nah, they ain't gonna do that. That'd be too much like right? She said, I'm just gonna show them a little compassion. That's the only thing I'm gonna do differently. I'm gonna show them a little compassion. Me and you, we could prime these girls together, okay? And it looks like Janine is gonna trust her one more good time. One more good time. Luke, he pushed this initiative to get the cultural center shut down, and luckily the fire inspector, he had lost a sister to Gilead, so he's like all for them. He shuts the building down for code violations, right? Technically, Serena is homeless. I kept saying she wanted to do hellos, okay? But now, you know, he talking to June, and they ride in the car, and, you know, he peeped the gun, and they have a moment, and June realizes that Luke really accepts her crazy now, right? Because he talked about killing Serena Joy too. And so since he leaned into that, she finds him attractive. So they finally have sex with one another that wasn't awkward, that wasn't forced on him, okay? That she actually wanted to have happen. While they getting busy, Serena Joy is pulling to this gated residence with a W on the gate. I was like, that ain't two L's. Whose home is this? Okay, she can't leave Canada. She shouldn't have been able to leave the cultural center because that was Gilead's territory. Now she's no longer in Gilead's territory, so she's roaming around Canada without a passport. But anyway, Ezra just dropped her off. No introduction, nothing. They made sure that she was safe inside. Okay, then out comes this bubbly dressed lady in turquoise. I was like, she got a maid, not a Martha. Probably the same thing, no? And I said, wait a minute, is that the entitled nut from the park earlier that tried to touch Jelly Bean? Elena? Mrs. Ryan Wheeler? Y'all let me know, is that the same woman? Because I didn't play it back. I did not play it back. Okay, she get down on her knees and pray to Serena Joy's belly and looks up at her and smile. And I got this sick feeling come over me in that moment. Remember when Serena Joy did that to June's body? It was a creepy scene for me, and Serena Joy felt it was a creepy scene for her too. Kind of felt like a handmaid, didn't you? Kind of felt like a handmaid, didn't you, baby? Because you only there because of that damn baby. That's the only reason why you're there, right? In the end, we see June burn the invitation and then stare and smirk into the camera as the scene fades away. And Never Break the Chain takes us out. I don't know who sung this version of the song, but I know the original was Fleetwood Mac. See if I can remember the song. And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you saying, you never break the chain. Never break the chain. Something like that. I don't remember. I know it's Fleetwood Mac, the original. I don't know who sung this version of it. But yeah, that's the end of the episode, y'all. Thank y'all for your patience. Thank y'all for always watching, commenting in the comment section. I didn't mention it here where I live at in Orlando. We were safe from any harm, any floods, any wind damage. Surrounding areas around Orlando was not so lucky. Still some flooding as of today. I tried to go to Hobby Lobby today when I realized Hobby Lobby ain't even open on Sundays, and the whole road was closed down because it was still flooding. So yeah, but thank you for all y'all prayers and y'all well wishes, and I'll see y'all again next video. Peace.